All right, stream is live on YouTube, I believe. Let me start it on Twitch. Should be streaming on Twitch. No, I gotta figure out. Still trying to figure out Twitch itself. Significant profanity, vulgarity, blah, 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 blah. It says I'm live, so that's good. Doesn't really like the player. So I got to figure out how to get on chat on Twitch. I'm waiting for the Liverpool game to start. The YouTube stream is gonna... I'm Abe Parr, by the way. Oh no, the tech nerd thing is on. That's not what I wanted. Liverpool, Newcastle have actually kicked off. There we go. Liverpool supporter here. Yeah, the YouTube stream is gonna move to its own dedicated channel. This last month has just kind of been a test to see what works, and I need to separate my crazy reactions from my personal life because people don't get the joke or don't like the humor. So that's gonna happen. So more to come there. I am on Twitch now, though I'm still learning my way around a little bit. We have kicked off. We're about into the second minute. Ball's kind of at midfield, going all over the place. Liverpool in a 4-2-3-1. Szoboszlai's playing right back. Kirkez is playing left back. Kanate is back in the lineup. Salo, Wirtz, and Gakpo across the middle. Gravenberch and McAllister as the midfielders. Here come Newcastle. Gordon in the box. Crosses it in, cleared out by Kirkez, who's mopping like a afro mullet. It's like a permed mullet slash... I mean, it is very like 80s metal rocker almost. I like it. But yeah, so I'm working my way around Twitch. I'm gonna probably end up having the chat on a Discord. Another thing that I don't know much about that I'm going... Here come a corner from Newcastle. Headed out. Yeah, another thing that I don't know much about is Discord, but I want to learn. And it would be good to have all the live chat reactions from a Discord server. And there's different also cool things that we could do from there. A lot of this is a test for some other projects that I have too. But the Premier League content is something that, I mean, if you know me at all, I watch Liverpool football a lot, and I also watch just in general Premier League, European competitions, also anything that I'm a football fan, so I'm gonna be watching. And I'm getting older. I'm not young anymore. I don't have the energy to like go out and deal with the world as much. So I kind of realized over the last few years, I spent a lot of time doing this, watching this. It's content that's very searched all around the world. I have a lot of opinions, so we're gonna create a channel around that, because also it is a lot of easy content to I don't want to say easy content, but it is something that I'm already doing, and now that I have my workflow set up for filming and live streaming, it's something that because there is an interest in, we can explore. We can explore. Just like me trying to explore Twitch chat. So I think I have to go into the creator. Or is there a chat? I'm supposed to stream my path to affiliate stream 4 hours a month. Stream 4 days a month. I'm still trying to figure out what's going on Twitch, or if anybody's watching. Let me figure out if I can somehow get the chat. My chat. Welcome to chat room. Okay, I see it. At least I see it. Also, Twitch may not... Here come Liverpool. Wirtz kind of kicks it into the defender. Twitch may not like my high-quality streams, so we'll have to see what happens there. Newcastle come back down. Gordon with the cross to the back post. Goes beyond everybody. Bends around for... Almost went out, but was kept in by... I don't know who that was, but... Now... They do get a corner. Excuse me. Put out by Zoboslai. I think that was Elanga that kept that in for him. Okay, so I do have the Twitch chat here. I do plan on gaming a little bit and streaming that. The game that I started playing on Steam was the new Pro Evolution Soccer. What is that called now? eFootball. So that'll be fun. One match I got destroyed. One match I got 3 red cards. And I still scored 2 goals down after I got 2 red cards. I still scored 2 goals. And then I played the guy again, and I beat him 3-2 at the end. Down one man. I got a red card, literally like off the kickoff. 2 minutes in, I got a red card, and then I beat this guy. And I was like, you know what? This is good rage content. So I used to game a lot when I was younger. Oh, that should be a foul. Thank you. That was a corner for Newcastle, and they're all crowding the keeper, and somebody, I think it was Dan Byrne, just kind of went barreling into the keeper. Like 2 or 3 players get pushed into the keeper. Gordon first tries on the nudge. Allison just shoves him off. And then Dan Byrne comes in and hits him when he's in the air. So... All right. Ball goes out of midfield. It's a Newcastle throw. We're in the 8th minute here. Wore a red shirt today. To be red. I do have Liverpool shirts. They're just all old. I don't have the classic red one, actually. So I always buy mine after the year that they're in. McAllister is down on the ground holding his throat. If you didn't see the Chelsea-West Ham match earlier today, that was a wild match. Wild match. Chelsea were down 2-0 at halftime. And booed off by the home fans, only to come back to win 3-2 in stoppage time. And West Ham player got a red card. Forget exactly who it was, but got a red card right at the end for violent conduct, straight red. Which was, if you watch the replay, you'll be like, yeah, that's a red card all day long. But I was excited about that match because that meant Liverpool were going to pick up some points, but that now doesn't, let's see, this table, McAllister's still down, by the way. That table is too small for me to look at. Match has started off a little ho-hum. Newcastle with a free kick just this side of on their side of midfield. Oh, I meant for this thing to go away. Did my hotkeys fail? The hotkey for that one is L. And the hotkey for that one is 2. L. Does it not go away automatically? The hotkey for that one. Tech nerd. I'm such a nerd. Thank you for the smart lower thirds plug-in. Look it up. And support the guy who made it if you are so inclined. Oh, Jesus Christ. Anthony Gordon went recklessly into Allison, who's down holding his ankle. This isn't good. Throw-in came in to Allison, and then Allison is under pressure from Gordon, and Gordon comes in, studs up. That I might get reviewed into a red card. That was right in Allison's shin. Well, that's great. Let's just go after more. This happened last time we won the league, too. Like, remember, Virgil had a knee injury. A couple other players were out. By the end of the year, it was like Matt Phillips and Fabinho were the 2 defenders. Allison's getting treatment on the ground. Not even 15 minutes in, this is already... Some of the other scores, Arsenal handily won at Leeds 4-0. Bournemouth beat Wolves 2-0. Chelsea and Brighton were 1-1. That was classic David Moyes game. David, I'm playing for a draw Moyes. All right, play is restarted. Kirkaz kicks the ball up the field. Dan Burn. Teams haven't really done anything either case here. I wonder how many channels I can stream to without getting one viewer. Like, it would just be the complete reinforcement of, yeah, don't don't do this anymore. Nobody wants to see this. I don't care. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it until we get viewers. No, until I get viewers. Though I will say my stream quality is much better today. Like yesterday, my internet quality and even on Wednesday was all lagging and a lot of drop frames. So hopefully on Twitch it's going a little bit better. I still can't see, but supposedly I'm live. See all your events by adding elements. Here come Liverpool. Right as I look up, they're gone. Pop out chat. That's gonna be good. Cool. Now the chat has popped out. There is nobody in the chat, nobody viewing. That's cool. Here comes Salah out towards on the left, tries to cross it in, headed out, only as far as Kanate at midfield, who collects. Brings it up. There's Wirtz, Zobazlai. To Salah. Salah. Was that kept in by a Newcastle player, or is that a throw-in? It takes about 20 to 30 minutes generally for the possession stats to come in also. I say to the 0 people watching across the 2 different channels. The other game I downloaded on Twitch, very popular game, was why am I forgetting the name of it now? Here's a ball over the top by Van Dijk to Kirkaz. It's going to go to the keeper. Looks like Nick Pope. That is Nick Pope, right? Yeah, it is Nick Pope. Counter-Strike. So we'll see. I think a lot of people play Counter-Strike, and I stopped gaming. I used to play a lot of Call of Duty, a lot of Call of Duty. I stopped gaming because, one, I mean, it's the same game over and over again, and you know, it was at that time for me, it was kind of a waste of time. I was looking to like go out and enjoy life more. Now I'm old and here comes Ekitike. Left-footed shot. Oh, saved by Pope. That was a good shot. Some liveliness. Here come Newcastle. On the right side. Back to the middle. Working it to the left side. At the top of the box. Up. Dribbling into the box. 28 for Newcastle. That's Jolene Welbeck. Is that who that is? Jolene Willock. Welbeck. Why am I getting players confused? Because nobody's watching. Nobody cares in the 12 o'clock hour. Maybe people didn't like I got a lot of shit for my reaction last week. A lot of people didn't like that, like my anger. Here's Salah in on goal. Here he comes. He's got 2 players in the middle. It gets knocked out for a corner. Was he onside there? Did he start in his own half? He might have. I mean, he was in on goal for sure. Yeah, he was in on his own half, and I cannot believe he does not score there. Number 2 does a good job defending. Salah did try to cut it back inside and showed a little bit too much of it to Kieran Trippier, who got back and knocked it away. Apparently they're saying knocked it off of Salah for a goal kick, so So there's that. Yeah, people did not like my video that I posted with the anger meter. Probably still have the anger meter here. That's not the anger meter. I don't know where it went. Here comes Salah on the turn. Tries to cross it in with his right foot. Not a good cross. Now ball over the top to Gordon. 2 back. 1 streaking across. Knocked out for a corner by Van Dijk. Kind of some end-to-end stuff here. That was a little dangerous. That was Harvey Barnes running in, and Virgil at full stretch reaches across and kicks it out. Yeah, last week I completely lost it watching the Bournemouth Liverpool game with that ending, and a lot of it was my frustration at the stream. And I posted a video about it, and I thought it was comical, but that's gonna go out for another corner. Yeah, I thought it was hilarious. I personally think humor is one of the funniest emotions on the planet. But did I say humor? I meant anger. I hope I said anger. I don't remember if I said humor or anger, but I think anger is one of the funniest emotions on the planet. And I was very angry because not only does my stream go out, but then Bournemouth score at the end. And if you're a Liverpool supporter, you probably get it. If you're not, you probably think I'm a madman, which makes sense. Because I am. Oh, why does that say copy? Dang it. And also, I mean, if you're a football addict like me, that was almost cool. That was almost like smoothly done, but then not. Dude, this guy's thing takes. Yeah, this thing is cool, but it takes up way too much space for. Here come Liverpool in the box. Newcastle get a free kick. All right, let's turn the football addict off. You get it. If you are a football addict like me, then you get it. If you're not, then you probably think I wish I had more on the fly, but the keyboard's still a little too far away from me. And also I think it does it automatically. I think you need them beforehand. It honestly right now just feels like a game of keeper to keeper. Like right now, we're 23rd minute. Nobody's watching anywhere. Zoboslai is the right back. Kicks it back to Allison. Kicks it to Virgil. Kicks it back to Allison. Very ho-hum. Ho to the hum. Allison boots it up the field to Cody. Tries to head it up for Kirkaz, who then fouls his defender. Gets a shirt tug and gets very upset about it. The ref's like, bleh. Yeah, how do you get popular on Twitch? Like, That's why I downloaded Overwatch, because I wanted to play games that were popular instead of eFootball. I guess FIFA maybe, but FIFA's expensive. I would have gotten FIFA if FIFA 26, if I could have played cross. Here come Newcastle. They're going to get a free kick in a dangerous position. That's going to be probably a Harvey Barnes free kick just outside the box. It's going to be dangerous for a right-footed kick taker. You would think that's Harvey Barnes right here. Grimaras is another one that comes to mind, but I don't think he's on the field. He's not. So you would think it's Kieran Trippier's got the ball in his hand, so. But I think that might be because he's the captain. I wonder how much profanity is considered excessive profanity. That's why I wanted to be on the safe side, and on Twitch, I just went ahead and checked that because I didn't want to have to worry about not. 3 players off the post. Whoa. That Harvey Barnes was the one who ultimately hit it for Newcastle. One player moved it. Gordon moved it back. Gordon stepped over it, moved it back, changes the angle. Barnes bends it around Gravenberg and beats Allison, doesn't beat the post. That was the best chance of the game thus far. And that came from Newcastle. They're going to have another corner. I mean, Newcastle have had like 2 or 3 corners, and that's definitely the closest anybody's gotten. I still don't have the stats coming in. Does not look like. Should probably take about 30 minutes or so. But here's another corner for Newcastle. Is anybody watching? No. Here comes a corner for Newcastle. Gonna go out for a goal kick. Thiaw with the header over. Nope, they're gonna get another corner. They're gonna say that went off a Liverpool player. Trippier with the corner. It's gotta be like their 4th or 5th corner. 5, yeah, 5th corner. Here it comes, header. Cleared by Gravenberg. Not quite off the line, but cleared nonetheless. Here comes the cross. Oh my God. Oh my God. That was dangerous. That was dangerous. The cross came across. That looks like Dan Burn was in the middle. No, 33. Who's 33? That is Dan Burn. Gordon, there are 2 players. Okay. 2 Newcastle players in the middle came flying across at the front post. Dan Burn was at the back post. Kind of got blocked off of it by Van Dijk. The 2 Newcastle players blocked each other off of it. Looks like Gordon and Thiaw kind of blocked each other off of it. And it went all the way to the left touchline out for a throw-in, which Kirkes is going to take. Wow, what an interesting series of events that just happened. Going back to the free kick. Now, Newcastle won the ball. Newcastle are coming. How are they going to get a free kick for that? I guess they're saying Kanate went through the player to get the ball. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, the player kind of passes the ball. Willock and Kanate goes through him. I don't need to be in the chat when there's no people in the watching the streams. Trippier and number 3 Hall. It's gonna be Trippier, headed out by Zobozlai, volleyed in by Tonali, and way over, blazed way over. Here comes Liverpool. Zobozlai tries to kick one ball over the top on the right side. Where is my phone? It's in my back pocket. All right. Kirkaz, Trippier, gives it away to Trippier. Now Newcastle trying to build it up from the back. Be interesting when the possession stats come in. Up, Salah trying to nick the ball. A lot of helter-skelter, but Newcastle get away from it. Bringing it up the left side. Man, Newcastle are really bringing the game. That's another, like, they're going into tackles hard. Hall left both of his feet lunging into a tackle. Ultimately did well, but that was one of those that has to be timed perfectly. Otherwise, Hall is walking right now. Here comes Liverpool. Wirtz to Gravenberg. Zobozlai out to Salah. Salah trying to play it in, but nope. And here comes Hall. Basically dribbling it all the way out of bounds to at almost the halfway line. So Liverpool get a throw. Kanate, Van Dijk. Most exciting things that have happened have been... Oh, here's Gravenberg. To Ekitike, who tried to chip Pope, and Pope put his right hand up. Okay, that's a shot on target. It's going to be a Liverpool corner. That was beautiful. McAllister plays a ball through to Gravenberg, who then plays Ekitike in on another great through ball. And Ekitike, that was a great effort. Ekitike tried to chip it up past Pope. You wonder if his better option's to go low there, but that's the option he took and forced the save. And it's the best move we've seen from Liverpool yet. So here's Salah, back post. Ekitike was coming in, but Pope came and claimed. Pope springs a counter on the right side. Now Newcastle at about midfield. Tonali trying to play one over the top to Gordon. Gets snuffed out. Gravenberg now to Kirkaz. He's going to play to Ekitike, who's on the left side. Starts to move it towards the middle. Plays it to Gravenberg. Plays it back to Van Dijk. Plays it up to Gravenberg. Plays it to Gakpo. Gravenberg. Plays it out wide to Salah. Brings it down. Salah with the cross in. And Pope again claims. Again, Salah does not have the confidence that we've seen in seasons past. In the past, Salah tries to beat that guy one-on-one. And that time he tried to chip a ball into Ekitike. And it was just into the grasp of Pope. Here comes Salah playing it back to Words. Played it back to Salah to Gravenberg, who cuts it back to his right foot for a shot and gets nudged off of it. And here come Newcastle trying to play it through ball to Gordon, but that gets snuffed out. Now Zoboslai going to bring it back up the center of the pitch. Brings it to about the center circle. Gravenberg brings it over midfield to Van Dijk. Back to Gravenberg. Gakpo. Wirtz. Gakpo goes down. Nothing given. No Liverpool player really asked for anything. Gakpo's staying down. Now Gravenberg has the ball and he's bringing it back up. Gakpo's still moving slowly. Gravenberg took a shot that was blocked. Now Newcastle. Dan Burn. To somebody on the left side. Now comes back to 11. Back to Gordon. Gordon takes a shot and scores. God dang it. My first instinct was to drop some F-bombs, but I'm not trying to not curse. I mean, Liverpool have been outplayed. Everything about that goal. Everything about that goal. Gordon almost gets a lucky. I can't tell if the pass was actually meant to come for him or if he. How many goals are we going to have that go through people's legs? Like, that one went between Kirkes's legs. Van Dijk remonstrating. All right. Down 1-0. Again. This would not be good. Here come Liverpool. Words to McAllister. Ekitike. Gravenberg. It's going to go behind for a corner. Wish Anthony Gordon would have gotten sent off now. Here's Salah in the corner. Not a particularly good corner either. Oh, ball bounces down to Ekitike in the box, and Ekitike is down and waving and holding his toe. And play goes on. Great. Have the statistics come in yet? Nope. Oh, another fun day. In the works, Gakpo. Plays it out to Salah. Tries to play it back in. Salah crosses, gets headed out. Brought down by Gakpo. To McAllister. Tried to play over the top to Salah. Gakpo and Ekitike harry it down again. Now Ekitike out on the left side. Cuts it back into Szoboszlai, who's coming in. Plays it to Salah, who shoots and gets saved. I mean, the shot was right at Pope. He looked onside, but honestly, he scores there and he probably gets called offside. I think we're headed for another frustrating day already. It's like 1 month of watching this team through the month of January, and I've just become resigned to the fact that we're gonna just not do good in the league. We do this every time we win the league. Just the next year, just absolute dog shit. Here comes Ekitike, Gakpo to Salah. Tries a shot with his left foot. Comes back to Gravenberg. Now to Wirtz, who cuts in between players to Ekitike, who scores. Oh, cuts it back to Ekitike to get one back. Okay. All right. That's a good answer. That's a good response. That's good. That's good. Whew. That's something. That is something. Yeah, so went out to Salah, who took a shot, got blocked. It came all the way back out to Wirtz, who beats 3 players and then cuts it back to third player, cuts it back to Ekitike, who stabs his front toe at it, and he's just in the right place at the right time. That's a real number 9 goal. I think it goes between Pope's legs. It was not far away from Pope at all. It wasn't in a spot. They showed a clip of Isak on the bench chanting, and oh my God, Liverpool almost went down again. Willock almost just chipped Alisson. That was what? No, that wasn't a chip. That was Van Dijk getting back in time to knock it away. Oh my God. Wow. So much is happening in this time frame right now. Here comes the corner for Newcastle. Punched out by Alisson. Salah doesn't really get it in a good place, and Newcastle have the ball back. Big lofty cross in. That's going to go in behind for a corner. Wow. Here's Kirkez back all the way up to Ekitike, who's driving to the goal and scores again. Oh my God. Jesus. Second goal. Wow. That was a great goal. A great response. 2 goals in rapid succession. That was, the first goal in the 41st minute and this goal in the 42nd. Okay, so from that, it comes back out. Kirkez plays it over the top to Ekitike, who's got really one man to beat, and again toes it with the outside of his foot low to the keeper's left. I don't think Pope's expecting that. Wow. 2 really, 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 really good goals. 3 good goals, really. Gordon's strike wasn't Wasn't bad. Ekatike does his bow celebration. I do like that celebration. 2-1 Liverpool. Jeez. This month of December following this team has been such right. Okay, here comes Wirtz. Oh, played it back almost. Yeah, following this team in this month of January has been such just an emotional struggle. Or not even a struggle. It's been an emotional roller coaster between the Champions League and the Premier League. You know, and then there was a 5-0 victory against, who was it? Charlton or somebody like that. Couldn't have imagined I say that now. Watch, the rest of this year is going to get crazy too. Be wild if Liverpool somehow... Oh, here comes Oboslai. Marauding past the midfield line, playing it up to Salah. Gets it back. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Zoboslai got it back from Salah. Whipped a first time, kind of like a fizzy cross in to McAllister, who was going to meet it with his right foot, but the Newcastle defender got back just in the right time. I don't know if I'm live on Twitch or not. Like, I don't get any stats. Nobody's chatting with me. Nobody's viewing. Here comes Salah on the cross. Ekatike. Oh, out wide. What if he got a hat trick right before the first half ended? What I was going to say is, that'd be wild. What if I start streaming this year and Liverpool somehow miraculous, like this is the start of the roller coaster. God, I can fantasize all I want, can't I? On a personal note, I'm so glad I'm live streaming all of this stuff and recording it, because these are thoughts that I normally have that come and go, and then I'll remember them every once in a while. But this is going to be nice to actually have like a timeline or a record of this that I can cut clips from, of all of the fantasies that I have. The other thing that I was going to say is a lot. Okay, here comes a yellow card for Ramsey, who got a foul on Kirkaz, who was trying to come up the left side, gets taken out on the touchline. Got 5 minutes of stoppage. We're about 2.5 minutes into that 5. Kirkaz is still down. He fell on the back of his head. The other thing is, a lot of times I talk to myself, and, you know, I'll start recalling these crazy fantasies, and then I'll be like, who are you talking to? And the answer is nobody. The answer is always nobody. Or myself. But I guess I'm... It sounds stupider and stupider the more I say it out loud, but I guess I'm glad that I'm talking to still nobody. I mean, nobody's here, nobody's watching, so I'm still talking to nobody, but this is like a brutal reminder to myself later on when I watch this back and I go, yeah, nobody's watching, nobody cares. Oh, here comes a header. Nobody cares unless it's the wrong stuff. A few people cared about my angry reactions last week to Liverpool losing at the last minute against Bournemouth. I personally think that's hilarious. When I went back and looked at it, especially when I went back and looked at what was going. First of all, I think anger is a hilarious emotion in the right time and place, especially for shit that doesn't matter, like football. Ultimately, I mean, football matters. Football is life and all of that stuff, but really shouldn't affect anything at all. It's a game. Here comes Kirkaz trying to put a big cross for Salah that goes out of bounds. I mean, people bet on it and stuff and all of that. I get all of that. Betting, though, you're like creating, if you're doing that, you're creating your own pressure. Like, you're creating situations for it to matter. You're taking something that doesn't ultimately matter except for, the spectacle, and you're making it matter even more, so you have more of a stake in it. So that's not necessarily what I mean. Like, if you use the argument that, oh, it does matter, I put money on the game. Like, that's a choice that you made to make it matter. It doesn't ultimately matter. So I think it's hilarious to go crashing out about something that doesn't matter. And relatable. I mean, I don't think I was the only one that did that. Here's the halftime whistle. I don't think I was the only one that did that. But I hope all my other Liverpool supporters saw it and they go, you know what? I'm not walking alone through this. All right. We're at the half, 2-1. 2-1 Liverpool. I'm curious now if my stats aren't working or if I'm just not getting any stats. I'm going to have to ask my AI best friend developer. Let's take a picture of that and say, let's paste that there and say, I was making it fix. Events were showing, like yellow cards and stuff were showing up duplicatively earlier, so I was fixing that. But they're not anymore. So the first thing I'm going to say is the events are working properly. You know what? Just because this might garner some interest, I'm gonna try to put it on my windsurf window capture desktop. Which desktop? Is that the right desktop? Yeah. That's not the screen. Okay, never mind. Cancel. The events are working properly. We're at a halftime break right now, so I'm gonna fix my scoreboard overlays. The events are working properly. However, I am not seeing any stats. Is that because we don't have any stats, or are we suppressing these all together? Note the events and time display properly. So we are still getting these events. A par tech nerd. Man, I really do kind of want to show what I'm doing here. So let me see if I can do this. I'm going to delete this Windows capture. And I'm going to delete. Oh, okay. Did I get rid of my other window capture? Okay. Select a window. That only likes browser windows, huh? No, it's got OBS. So why wouldn't it show my windsurf window? Library. It would show the whole folder. Here we go. There we go. Now it's showing the entire thing. So yeah, so let me move this here so I can kind of show. So if you notice on the left side, I'm not getting any stats. So I'm going to ask this guy what's happening here. And we can see windsurf in action. Looking at the scoreboard, I can see the match statistic shows a possession bar, but no other stats. Let me investigate. So it's telling me, let me do the exact thing that you're doing. FYI, so I'm using the Claude Opus 4.5 model. What I like about windsurf is you can actually decide what model you want to change. The premium models use tokens. It's a token-based systems, which I'm guessing they obfuscate away from you so that you not necessarily know like how many tokens of each thing that you're using. It looks like it made some changes. It's gonna add some debugging. The issue is that the server isn't extracting statistics. The ESPN summary endpoint returns statistics in the box score section, but we're not capturing them. Let me add statistics. Looking at the code, except so windsurf will do a bunch of stuff, and then I'm just accepting it because I've been working with it on this project, so I've generally trusted it after looking at its code multiple times. Usually you do kind of want to review and make sure that the code is good. There are times where I'll have to go back and rechange it. Let me see what this says. It says now it looks for the stats. For the changes to take effect, I have to restart the server. Let me do that real quick. This is all running on a node server. Restart that. Probably take a second to read the control. Unless I force it, which I can do. Oh. It did not like that. There we go. And the stats are there. Okay, well, Liverpool do have more possession. Yeah, I mean, we could have been way worse off here. Let me hide the okay, so yeah, that's how windsurf works before I close that thread. So basically I just gave it a prompt. It made the changes, and then it tells you kind of what it does. I mean, you probably should go back and take a look at the code it's writing. It definitely helps if you know a thing or two about code to verify that what it's doing is right. Like I said, I've done that a few times, and I generally, because I've been working with it on this project, I generally know. And I mean, look, the result was pretty good, right? The reason why the statistics weren't coming in, and it kind of explained everything, is because somewhere along the way, one of the changes made the statistics not come in. That is a dumbing down of what it actually said, but yeah, ask a stupid question, you get a stupid answer. But yeah, it is working, and we are now on our merry way. So maybe the one viewer that we got would appreciate that. Only on YouTube, nobody on Twitch. Only on YouTube. It started off as a frustrating kind of looked like it was going to be a very frustrating first half. What minute did Gordon score? 30. Is that the 36th or the 38th? I wouldn't be surprised if it was okay. It's the 36th. I was gonna say I wouldn't have been surprised if it was the 38th, but 36th. Then 41st, Ekitike scores. This was the series that happened. Ekitike scores. Newcastle on the kickoff play it back to one of their deeper midfielders, who plays it back to a guy cutting across the middle, who runs across, and it looked like he almost chipped Allison, but Van Dijk comes back, knocks it back out, comes back, the corner comes in, believe it was collected by Allison, who plays it out to Kirkes, who plays a long ball over the top to Ekitike, who collects it on the left side with nobody there because everybody's up from the corner, and slots it in with the outside of his right foot, even though he's running down the left side. Like, everything about that series was incredible. The first one was another series of attacking play. Liverpool had possession around the box. Wirtz had picked it up, beat 3 defenders, and then cut it in the middle to Ekitike for the finish. So 2-1. The Gordon goal, I want to say it came from a counter. Yeah, it came from a counter. Gordon put it low and to Allison's right. Scored a fantastic goal. Let's see if the pickup games are full. It's either going to be played pickup games or... Yeah, games are full. So it looks like it's going to be PES streaming. If anybody on Twitch wants to play, or let me know how a noob like me can get started on Counter-Strike. Whatever tips and tricks and I do have that, but I'd probably start a whole different channel around Counter-Strike if I wanted to go down that route. I think I'm going to stick on this channel to playing the football games. I realize that the algorithms on every social media site do not like dynamicism. Dynamicism. Dynamicism, I think. Dynamicism. Dynamicism. Sounds like an orgasm a unicorn would have, you know? Dynamicism. I don't know why a unicorn sounds like a cross between a horse and a donkey. That I don't know why that was a default noise that came out for a unicorn. I feel like a unicorn would not make that noise at all. But at this point, I'm just stream of conscious talking until I cut this into a video that my family gets annoyed about because they think I'm cursing too much or saying some weird stuff, and I'm like, you guys don't realize how. And also, if you think that's bad, me going over the top on the fact that we lost to Bournemouth at the last minute. You don't want to know what my comedy's like then. I'm actually probably generally calmer on stage. Like, I'm not dropping a string of F-bombs and kind of flipping out. Also, the people who are saying stuff are looking to say stuff just to say stuff about stuff, which is how I feel about a lot of people in general. But anyway, okay, here comes the kickoff. Liverpool spirit. Anyway, it has led me to kind of embrace something that I've been seeing as I've been, my goal this year is to get better at social media instead of complaining about how bad I am at social media. One of the things that I've seen everywhere is that you need to be very specific with your presence on the channel. Social media has a hard time understanding if you're a dynamic person. Like, it has a hard time understanding that I'm a tech nerd / why is this thing still on? I'm a tech nerd / football addict / oh, that was supposed to be Liverpool supporter. Go away. Anyway, the whole point being, it has a hard time understanding all of that. So each channel needs to be very specific, which is why we're going to have, very specific channels for each thing. So it has a hard time understanding that, I like to do a lot of different things. It wants me to focus on creating content on one thing. And so, that's the weird thing about this life, is we got to live for this weird algorithm god. All right, here comes well, not really. Becker kicks it out at about the midfield line. Allison does, boots it all the way up. I did notice that Kanate is sporting a fresh completely shaved haircut, which I'm assuming is actually probably a religious thing. Some cultures do that in the wake of the deaths of relatives. And I'm finding a good place for my glasses that don't look weird but don't hurt my ears. Free kick, Newcastle. Don't really go anywhere. Comes all the way back to Tonali, now to Willock. Comes back in. A little bit of confusion in the back by Liverpool, but finally cleared out. Cleared up. Ekitike picks it up. To Gakpo, who's going to play it out to Salah, who plays it back to Szoboszlai. Low shot and too close to Pope. Man, Ekitike is looking real good today. Ekitike has been the bright spot. Not that many people watching live sports on Twitch, or is that just people just don't like me? Wish I understood this a little better. There's so much going on it. Here comes Gordon, snuffed out by Konate. Szoboszlai, Salah. It's going to go out for a Newcastle throw. Here come Newcastle. I'm looking at like some of the other overlays and some of the stuff that Twitch is saying. Gordon trying to play it into the box. He does. Willock gets snuffed out by Gravenberg. Now to Szoboszlai, plays it up the right touch line. Ekitike, 2 to beat. Picks off Burn, comes in. Oh, a little wide. He was in for the hat trick there. He wanted it. The shot was never on target. He's just been terrorizing that Newcastle back line since the 40th minute. A long ball over the top. Dan Burn gets harried again off of the ball. Oh, that's going to be a foul for Gordon. Number 12, Thiago Ekitike harries him off the ball and then makes his first two. He's very direct once he has the ball. I gotta love that. That's one of the things that the year and a half that Fernando Torres spent at Liverpool, that was one of the things about him, is that every time he had the ball, he was just so direct. And I mean, the output was incredible. Since the time that I've been a Liverpool fan in my lifetime, not in my lifetime, there have been a lot of great Liverpool strikers. I was a Premier League fan when Michael Owen first came about. I wasn't necessarily a Liverpool fan by then yet. I was much younger. I mean, I was in my teens when Michael Owen was around. But in my time, Newcastle are going to have a corner. Looks like Trippier is going to take this. Comes to the back post. Gets kind of, oh my God. Okay. Newcastle with the second ball in. Comes back in. Are they going to have a third ball in? They do. Headed out. They're going to have a fourth ball in? They do. And Alisson knocks it away. And finally kicked out. Jesus Christ. How many balls in are we going to let them have? Yeah, the two best strikers I've seen just pure from a striker perspective. And if you ask me who my favorite striker is, it's neither of these two. The best two strikers, I mean, that year and a half that Fernando Torres was at Liverpool, El Nino, I think that was, 2009, 2010. This fucking dude was just ridiculous at Liverpool. For as much of a bust as he was at Chelsea, he was ridiculous for Liverpool in the goals that he scored. And then the second striker that was just absolutely insane in his goals was Luis Suarez. And again, mixed feelings about that. Here's Szoboszlai on a long free kick from deep in the right side to cross field to Kirkes, actually. Now it goes back to Pope. Yeah, Suarez is a player. I mean, Suarez is one of those guys that when he played on your team, you loved him. Here comes Gravenberch on the turn. Then tries to play Ekitike, loses it. All the way back to McAllister, comes to Szoboszlai. You loved Suarez on your team, but you absolutely hated him when he wasn't. And I mean, he wasn't necessarily a good person. Here's Gakpo trying to cut in to the right, takes a shot, drags it wide. But in his time at Liverpool, he was, I mean, both goals and assists with Suarez. Now, with that being said, my favorite Liverpool striker in my time as a fan is Bobby Firmino. For sure, hands down. I mean, it's not like he didn't score a lot of goals for Liverpool, but he didn't score, probably as high of a rate, even as some of his own teammates that he's played with. For example, like Salah or even Sadio Mane when he was there. Here come Newcastle. Oh, they're going to get a corner. Oh, no, there's going to be an offside on Newcastle. Thank God. But Bobby did a lot of stuff. And Bobby also was a deep-lying number 9 type striker. It's an offside on 20. On Newcastle, 20. Who is 20? It's Elanga. Here come Liverpool with the ball. But Konate was, or not Konate, Firmino was, I mean, just the essential, selfless Liverpool player. I think I lost my chat window. My chat is unstable. Average stream bit rate too high. So that's my Twitch problem, is that I got to drop my bit rate down, which means we're not going to have 4K streams. Somebody got a yellow card. Which means on the new Footy Par channel, we will not have 4K streams. So that honestly doesn't really matter. I was just doing it because I have a 4K capability, so wanted to test it out during this month-long endeavor of launching this channel, which has caused some controversy. Not any controversy that you want. Here's a free kick. Szoboszlai and Salah standing over it. It's going to be only Szoboszlai. He's about 38 yards out. He chips it over the top to Van Dijk, who tries to head it in. Pope collects. I got a little fancy on the routine there. Maybe would have liked to seen him take it. Oh, Gravenberch. Good tackle by Gravenberch. Doesn't win the subsequent throw in from the tackle, but nonetheless, good tackle by Gravenberch. No pickup games open that I want to play. And the last week was annoying. Last week playing in the park with these dudes, and two of them were like buddies or something. No, they're brothers, not even buddies. They're like brothers, cousins. Newcastle are coming. They had advantage. It's gonna get pulled back to give McAllister a yellow card. Wouldn't be surprised if that's a catalyst for maybe a midfield change of Curtis Jones. Yeah, that was a little rough, Alexis. A little sloppy more than anything else. Don't think there's any malicious intent in that, just sloppy. But yeah, these two kids playing at the park. And mind you, this is pickup games. Nobody gives a shit about anything. But these two kids are like running plays. Like, you know, talking to each other about their movement. Oh, good save, Allison. From the free kick, that ball was headed in the box, headed down. I don't know who took that shot. Harvey Barnes took that shot with his left foot low into Allison's left, and he made the save. Gets down to make the save. Ball is headed to Tiao, who knocks it back down to an oncoming Harvey Barnes, who hit it pretty good, and Allison saved it pretty well too. Yeah, so these two kids are, just like clearly like trying to play some sort of like match. Here come Newcastle again. Every time I talk about these two kids, then they get snuffed out. Maybe I gotta stop talking about these two kids. Words to Gakpo, and now that ball gets snuffed out too. But outside of the jawing, it's a 9-on-9 game in the park. And because these kids are running plays, here comes a cross in collected by Allison. These kids are running plays. I mean, this other team's obviously winning because also the team that I'm playing on doesn't quite understand how to play their positions well. Here come Liverpool out to Salah, who tries to play one back to Words. Thank God for Words to save that again. Who tries to cut it back in and then shoves way too much of the ball to Newcastle defenders, who grab it, clear it to midfield to Kanate. Plays it back to Van Dijk in the middle. Oh, excuse me. Burpee from that Coke. Here's Van Dijk. Trying to figure out what to do. Plays it to Zobozai. Square. Who's now trying to figure out what to do. Plays it to Gravenberg. Plays it to McAllister. Out to Gakpo on the left side, who drives and then loses the ball. Played out by the Newcastle defender only as far as Gravenberg collects. Plays it to Ekitike in the middle. Cutting it across. McAllister, Gravenberg to Salah. Salah trying to drive on his left foot and then losing it. Salah does not have the same touch and control that we're used to seeing from a Mo Salah. Man, nobody's watching. I wonder if it's the watch along graphic or if it's the red shirt that's scaring people away. Maybe I'm horribly disfigured and I don't know it. And nobody has the heart to tell me, like, hey, dude, you're really ugly. Nobody wants to watch your face on streams. Here's some interplay. That is another reason for creating a dedicated channel just for this, so that algorithmically the algorithm knows. Now, what's going to be interesting is if I can move all this content to another channel easily, like a transfer. The followers thing doesn't matter because I personally know all 4 of the followers of this channel. So I could tell them, hey, if you want this, come here instead. Kanate, Gravenberg, McAllister, Ekatike, all the way back to Kirkaz. Now, coming up, Gakpo on the left side, driving, cuts it to the touchline, tries to cross with his left foot. Defender played it pretty well. He collects it again. Sam driving back, plays it to McAllister. Gravenberg with a bit of a long effort that is not necessarily anywhere close. Not necessarily anywhere close. But yeah, that is the goal of creating a separate channel. A watch along. Maybe I should get a plant in the background. If anybody ever makes it to this point in the video, comment in the chat if I should get a plant or not. Here come Liverpool again. Gordon kicks it out. And every time I look up and somebody's watching, somebody stops watching. Wonder who those people could be. Wonder who those people could be. Nobody on Twitch, I don't think. Here's a ball over the top to Barnes. Plays it back to Willock. Is there anybody on Twitch? Ooh. Claimed by Allison. That was a good ball in by Willock. Yeah, with my stream being so high, it's actually hard for me to get any stats back from Twitch. This main thing is also got the YouTube stats in the main window. So I don't have, like, I don't know what the Twitch window looks like, which is also, here's Words to Salah. Salah back to Words, who puts it in for a goal. Who? Good goal. Good goal. Good goal by Florian Wirtz. 3-1 Liverpool. And I am calm. A lot calmer than I was last week. I'll tell you that. Here's a goal. Here's the look by Florian. Played it back to Salah, who played it back to him, and he just first timed it into the bottom right of Nick Pope, and I mean Nick Pope was miles away from that. He words hits it with the bend away from the keeper into the side of the post, and okay, that is comfortable. That is comfortable. So yeah, another thing, I guess, another lesson for me to learn in all of this streaming is that Twitch does not like 4K streaming, but also does it really matter? Here come Newcastle, Harvey Barnes out on the left side. Whoa, I think that's Willock. Tries to play now. Liverpool, here they come on the counter. Florian to Mo Salah. What a ball. Mo does not score. Mo Salah. You just have to laugh about it. About Mo Salah right now. Florian played it back out to him. Salah tried to basically no backlift, tried to toe it to Pope's near post. Beat Pope, but didn't beat the post. Here's a ball over the top to Langa. I am also a lot calmer this week because I don't have buffering and streaming issues like I did last week. So all of the factors above. All of the factors above. Maybe because before this I did get into it with somebody about my I posted a reel of my crazy reaction last week on Instagram, and my family members think that I'm crazy and I'm on drugs, and I'm like, yeah, the only drug I'm on is watching this stupid Liverpool squad. Okay, so Newcastle are preparing some changes. One of them looks to be Voltamata, which I guess they're not playing him because they're trying to keep him rested, but it's interesting. Now, here they come again. Harvey Barnes. Dancing. Can't get past Zoboslai. Who tries to play ball over the top. Why am I having streaming issues with Peacock? The direct Peacock stream. All right, Newcastle. Now Liverpool kind of slowly bringing it up in possession. Another thing that getting all these channels specifically, I still want Ekitike to get his hat trick. Another thing that getting each channel specifically worked out would be good for is live streaming on each of these channels. You want a separate channel for each type of content to live stream like we have on Twitch and YouTube, but also Instagram is the next multi stream that we want to do. So adding the Instagram live stream for Footy Par, that's where people want to view their content. Which would work well for mobile formats. That would be interesting to see how broadcasting live on Instagram in this format would look and also being able to put a. Actually, I'd have to think about that a little bit. Here come Newcastle. Tonali playing it all the way out to the right side to Trippier. Voltamata is in now. I mean, Newcastle are going to search for the equalizer because they get one back. They're right back in this thing, and they need the points too. Everybody needs the points right now in the Premier League. We are at that time of the campaign where points are. You can't afford to drop any points now. We're in February. Here's Ekitike. Why is my stream buffering? Here's words. All the way out to Gakpo. Cuts it into the box. Plays it back to Florian, who feigns a shot and then doesn't take it. And then gives up a foul on the Newcastle player. I think that's Tonali for the push. Yeah. Kind of pushes him in the face. A push slap, if you will. So Jacob Murphy, Voltamata, and Johan Visa were the three changes brought on by Newcastle. Those are three pretty dangerous changes too. Their bench is deeper than ours. Their starting squad, not so much. Here's Zobozlai playing it to Salah. Plays it back to McAllister to Gravenberg, who gets past two midfielders, gets past a third. My stream buffer, Gravenberg brings it all the way to Salah, who now plays it back to Gravenberg. Plays that to Zobozlai on the right side, who's going to put in a cross. Gets headed out by Newcastle. Gets headed down by Voltamata to Wissa. Ball won by Liverpool. Okay, bringing it back up. My stream over there from Peacock is lagging itself, and I know it's just the Peacock stream because my streaming for OBS isn't lagging. I'm gonna learn so much about network connectivity trying to be a stupid live streamer. Here's Salah, Zobozlai to Ekitike. Get your hat trick, baby. Back to Zobozlai. Ekitike almost looks like he's uninterested in the hat trick. Like he's like willing to pass it to other players. Whereas a lot of players want the ball and they'll take unnecessary shots almost. Here it comes to Ekitike, and my stream freezes. I just see him slowly bring it up into a host of Newcastle defenders. Now, Voltamata gets knocked off the ball. Wirtz, Salah, Ekitike. What? What? Ekitike had his arms there like this, and I'm like, yeah, I feel the exact same way, bro. And he was doing that at Liverpool's play, not necessarily anything else. I feel that way about my stream buffering again right now. That honestly pisses me off more than any sort of match event is when the stream buffers. That's the point of anger. Is there anything more frustrating than the stream buffering only for it to come back to your team down? You know, and everybody's streaming sports right now. I don't care who you are. You deal with that. If you don't, you're a liar or you don't watch sports. Here's Gordon with a shot, not far off. Wide, but not far off. From just outside the box. Just outside the arc of the center circle. What is that? What is that even called? The center circle arc. Been playing football for 30-something years. Never figured out what the name of that center circle arc is that you have to stay behind for a penalty kick. Maybe it's just called the center circle arc. Or not the center circle. Penalty circle. I guess it wouldn't be called a penalty circle arc. I guess that would be kind of duplicative. That would be like saying chai tea. AKA, it would be a very white thing to do. A white American thing to do. Okay, here come Newcastle. Voltamata out to the left. That's going to get headed out for a throw-in. Headed out by Kanate. Dewsbury Hall. Or no, not Dewsbury Hall, just Hall. Dewsbury Hall plays for Everton. He looks like he's setting up for a long throw. My stream is buffering, but less annoyingly than it was buffering last week. So here's Tonali, tries a shot. Zobozlai deflected and up and over the bar for another corner. Is that Newcastle's 9th or 10th corner? I think that's going to be their 10th corner. It does definitely feel like they've had a lot more corners than Liverpool. Here it comes, claimed by Allison. As we move to the 81st minute. Zobozlai. Kanate, Gravenberg, Zobozlai, Gravenberg, Kanate, Van Dijk, Kirkez. It was like a pendulum. Allison clears it up to... Looks like Byrne wins it in the air. Gordon trying to win it, but Gordon moving backwards. I don't know if he knows he's an attacking player for Newcastle right now. All right, Byrne to Tiao. Plays it on the right side. I think that's Trippier out there. Plays it to Tonali. Trippier, Tiao. Back to Byrne. And to Hall, to Gordon. This is the reverse pendulum for Newcastle. Gordon, Wissa tries to cross it in. It's going to come off Zobozlai for a corner. Wissa puts it down, takes it quickly to Hall. Tries to cross it in, headed out by Ekitike. Liverpool with all 11 players behind the ball there defending that corner. They don't want it. And somebody's down for Liverpool. Just based on haircuts alone. Yeah, I was going to say based on heads alone, I was going to guess Ekitike because I did not see a frosted blonde head that was still standing. And I think he went up for the ball for the header. Curtis Jones will come in. You would think it's Curtis from McAllister. You would think Rio comes in at some point. Maybe Rio comes in for Ekitike. Ekitike got a... he was the meat in a Zobozlai Van Dijk sandwich. So you would think maybe Ekitike comes out and Rio comes in. If Rio comes in, Gakpo moves to the middle, or Chiesa which could be more of a like for like. Curtis is definitely coming in. They're showing Curtis getting ready. And it might be Curtis for Ekitike. And then the second switch gets introduced later. I mean, Ekitike looks like he's coming out. 2 goals on the day. 2 very important goals. Here comes the cat. Cat, come say hi on the stream. Be a star, make me some money. Oh, I wish I had my cat pimp banner. If you don't know what that is, oh yeah, Chiesa is coming in. So I would think it's Chiesa for Ekitike. It's on the board. Well, it's technically Chiesa for McAllister and Curtis for Ekitike, but Curtis is going to play in McAllister's spot and Ekitike, and that's just based on, oh, wait. That was Salah, not McAllister. That is Mo Salah, not Alexis McAllister. That was subbed along with Ekitike. Surprise there a little bit. Surprise there a little bit. Well, Chiesa gets involved, plays a back heel to Szoboszlai, and was a willing runner. Curtis does look like he's playing in a more advanced position. Here come Newcastle. Gravenberg clears it out the cross. Out to the midfield. Jesus. More stream buffering issues everywhere. Gakpo. Now. Chiesa. No, that's Curtis. Gakpo. Kirkaz. Curtis. The 86th minute now. Kirkaz. Van Dijk. Plays it up to Chiesa. Okay, Curtis wins the ball and then wins a subsequent foul. And Dan Burn looks like he gets a yellow card, or Hall gets a yellow card. One of them, somebody got a yellow card. We'll see who it is. But protest led to a yellow card for the foul on Chiesa. I think they're showing Dan Burn. Okay, Endo's going to come in. Endo's coming in for Florian. So that's a defensive move. They show the 4 Japanese guys in the crowd. Like the foremost super Japanese guys in the world. This is strange. It's like, where did you find those 4 dudes randomly? Like, you've been waiting. You've had that shot in your back pocket of these 4 Japanese dudes. One of them was wearing a Japanese flag as a headband. All 4 of them were wearing like kimonos and shit. Like, yo, there are normal Japanese people out there that are more likely to be at the game than these guys, and yet you've been like waiting. And I don't think Newcastle has a Japanese player, so it's like you're like, it's not like Endo's guaranteed to play. It almost makes me think that they have it from another situation. They're like, okay, we're going to cut to that shot. If they don't, they should. And they should cut to that every time. They should make that a running gag on NBC or... I mean, I don't know if all of the match footage is one. It would make sense if all of it is one and then resold so that multiple people aren't filming. There's something going on. I don't know what quite is going on because my stream keeps buffering in and out. Again, in a less annoying manner than it was last week. Also, Newcastle are making a change. 3 Hall is coming out. I don't know who came in. It was Dan Byrne that got the yellow card. Zobozai corner to Curtis. Plays it back to Zobozai, who tries to cross it in. Hit out by Dan Byrne. Curtis wins it, tries to head it down, only to win it back to Kanate, who ultimately keeps control. Here's Kirkaz. A big head ball played. Okay, come on, NBC. Let's pick it up. Let's pick up the lag here. Let's pick up the lag. Gakpo, Curtis. No, that's Gakpo. That was Gravenberg who crosses it into the back post. Did that go out for a corner? I can't tell what's going on because the stupid stream is lagging. Yeah, that is a corner. That's what I need to make a supercut of, is the frustration of lagging streams. Paid so much money a month for nothing. Thanks, AT&T. Here's the cross from Zobozlai, Kanate. Hit down and looks like took a deflection. Yeah, that was on target. Came off of Voltamata. Kanate on the volley. Zobozai again with the corner. Kanate went up for it and everybody missed. Now it comes back to Zobozai on the right side, who plays a back heel to Endo. Van Dijk tried to take a shot. Got 5 minutes of stoppage time. We're in the second minute of that, so got 4 minutes to go. Byrne tries to play a ball over the top. Comes all the way back to Allison, who picks it up. Plays a long ball to Gakpo, who brings it down. Tries to cut it back. Still has it. My stream is lagging. Gakpo's trying to do something. He wins a corner. That's like the hardest part about this, is finding consistent non-lagging streams so you can actually react to stuff and not react to the stupid stream going out. That's what 134% of my anger was probably at. Maybe 77% of my anger was at the stream, and the other 133% was at Liverpool. Here's the corner. Kanate scored. Kanate. You gotta think he's gonna he's gonna be very emotional about that goal. The corner came in and he just like kind of poked his foot at it. And it was a little trickling ball. He's definitely scored for Liverpool before. It's not a Joe Gomez situation. He scored from headers, but it's still very emotional for him because of the passing of his father. So good for you, Ibu. Good for you. You have had a tough season. You've had a tough season in a lot of ways. So good for you, buddy. I want to see the replay. The corner comes in. Pope tries to catch it and drops it. And then it falls to Kanate, who hits it. It comes off of Gimares's hand, it looks like, or Trippier. Who's the captain? Is it Trippier? Who's the captain for Newcastle? Comes off his hand, but his hand's by his back, so it's not really like a handball hand. Doesn't matter because it ends up in the back of the net for Liverpool. And yeah, they're gonna give it to Kanate. So good for him. Here's a ball over the top for Voltamata, who hits the ground and then gets picked up by Van Dijk. Good defending by Kanate. Voltamata left pointing at the, I guess it was the ref saying, hey, or something. I don't know what it was, but here comes the goal kick from Alisson to Kirkaz all the way up to Chiesa, Gakpo, Chiesa plays it back to Kirkaz. Square to Gravenberg, plays it up to Gakpo, plays it back to Gravenberg, who then plays it to Gakpo, who gets overrun by a couple of Newcastle players. Newcastle coming up now and play the ball out of bounds. Liverpool take some time here. Wrap up this victory. Much less frustrating day. Finally 3 points. Now we await to see the United scum lose. Really want those United scum to lose. There it is. There's the whistle. 4-1 Liverpool. Liverpool to third behind to fifth behind Chelsea at the moment. Ekitike with 2 goals. Wirtz with an assist and a goal. The 2 standout players. I mean, man of the match probably goes to Ekitike. And then you could make a case for Florian for man of the match. 1 goal, 1 assist. But I think Ekitike, I mean, Florian did create the first one too. So you could give him that. Yeah, Florian created the first one. I wonder if Kirkaz gets an assist for the second one. The third one, Wirtz. I think Salah gets that assist. And Kanate, just emotional goal for him. Yeah, so Chelsea are 4th. We are 5th, and now we are awaiting the Man United result. I'm trying to look into the to the live table. and see for United. Yeah, we're a point above United. A draw takes them above us on the table on goal difference. United have Fulham tomorrow at 6 a.m. So, I mean, United really had their hard run of games that they kind of passed through with flying colors almost. Well, it's weird. United... United, who knows what to say? I mean, look, yeah, their hard run of games was City, Arsenal. When do we play them again? We're not playing them till May. So that's going to be an interesting potential end of the season matchup. We play them at Old Trafford. For Liverpool, the next fixtures, next Sunday, we have City at home. So automatically, there you go. Then we're away at Forest. Then we have West Ham, away at Wolves, away at Spurs. And that's till mid-March. There's going to be a Champions League game somewhere right towards there between the Wolves and the Spurs game. So definitely have a much tougher run of games than they will have. So yeah. So that's it. Thank you for the 2 people who tuned in, or if you do end up watching this. I will be on Twitch later. Like I mentioned, this is the last one on this channel, so I will put links to the Footy Par official channel as we have more. More details on the links and the channel setup and all of that stuff. I will also be on Twitch later playing, I think I'm just going to play eFootball for now, just to get a feel of Twitch. And my goal is to start interacting with people and also get right now I'm streaming too high on Twitch on my bit rate, so it's having some trouble. So to get that down, and I wonder if that's causing me to actually not attract viewers, or if it's just I'm that new of a channel. But I am going to be on there trying to get my hours up and trying to get a hang of Twitch a little bit more too. So if you are active on Twitch and you want to pop my Twitch cherry and help me understand it, please join me on Twitch as I play eFootball. It can be some interesting stuff. So, all right. Thank you all very much. Goodbye.